welcome. Today I've got the ABC Baby Blocks die set, and if there's ever something that doesn't describe exactly what's in this box, it's that title. Of course it has got ABC Baby Blocks, but there is just so much more in there that probably a title wouldn't even have been possible. So we're going to have a look at this. There are 69 dies in there, and we're going to have a look at how you can make the blocks themselves, a little exploding box, and there are so many little accessories in there you won't believe it. But let's have a look inside here. I've taken the dies off and put them on my big magnetic stand, but look at the instructions. They're so easy. You really just use the large die, and I'll turn this round, and hopefully I'm not reflecting too much on the I'll put that glue in behind, too much on my plastic there, on the acetate, because I haven't even had time to take that off. I opened the box, the packet, and I just saw so many things I wanted to do. I dived in right away. So let's have a look. This main die here is the one that's going to cut out the box, the block, or whatever you call it, and that will give you this shape. And the so easy part of this is you just cut that out twice and glue the two bases together like that. You'll turn it around so that you've got four sides coming up, and you've already got a little exploding box. Then there's a smaller die here which makes the same shape of a box in a smaller size, and you'll just go ahead, I'm going to burnish those properly in a minute or two, but you'll just go ahead and do exactly the same thing with that one, and you can pop that one inside. Now the bigger one has a lid, and that's this beautiful die here, and it has lovely little hearts around the outside of it, and that cuts out just like this. And again, all you need to do is fold these all down the whole way along and burnish them. These are the little glue tabs, and when you glue it together you get this beautiful little lid which you can put on just like that, and it holds all of those pieces together just like the little exploding box it's meant to be. But of course they've decided to go ahead and give you another little piece to this to make it slightly different, and there's a hinge part here. So you can cut 4 of those hinges, and you can glue them inside here onto those edges, and that will make a rigid box there. And you can also cut that down if you want and make it smaller and have a little rigid box there as well. But really and truthfully, look at that die set. One of the really amazing things about it is it's got a full alphabet here, and what's not to love about a full alphabet die set? There's massive A, B and C here, and then the entire alphabet in smaller letters here. But those are so fantastic for personalizing gifts, cards and anything, and most certainly do not have to just be used with this die set. Anyhow, this die set was released at the same time as the rocking horse one, and you'll find a little rocking horse in here, and both of those could be used together as well. That would be absolutely beautiful. So don't forget to check out my video on the rocking horse as well. Anyhow, right now we're going to have a quick look through this. It says it's a girl, it's a boy. I think that's with love. I actually just look at the back here. Let's see. It's a boy, it's a girl, and little one. I'm going to cut those out and let you see them anyway, but we've got beautiful little feet here, circles and things. You can add those onto cards, you can make tags with them, you can put them on the front of your box, you can put them on the lid of the box, just anywhere. Beautiful little debossings, A, B and C here as well. But if you have a little look up here, you'll see a pocket. This die makes a little pocket. That's absolutely fantastic for a memory book, of course, but it's so good for adding on the inside here. So whenever you've got this glued together, you can add little pockets and little things in there as well. And of course there's decorative detail for that. Stay with me because I've got lots and lots of ideas. I'll be adding lots of photos at the end of this as well. But you'll see here this little rocking horse, I should have said while I was saying that, it has the inside as well that you can add to it in the same way that the big rocking horse has. So we'll be doing that. And then you'll find a hot air balloon, some clouds, I think there's another one somewhere, and then we've got a little pacifier, there's the other cloud, a rattle, a onesie, a bottle, and a balloon, a bow, a duck, a gorgeous little pram, and a teddy bear. And then of course this little heart comes out of that, and you can use that as well as these other lovely dies here which decorate the panels that go along with this. So I am going to cut this out, and obviously I'm going to make baby boxes with it, but I think as well as that I'm going to make some other personalised gift boxes, because I think lots of you make gifts, and possibly lots of you make gift boxes to sell even at fairs and things. And I have been asked by some of you, are there any things, any boxes and any die sets that you can use to make a really quick and easy box that you can take to a craft fair and sell, and it doesn't take you a lot of time to make, so you can make more money on it when you sell it. And I'm going to give you a few ideas for that here as well, because you can use these dies and make little personalised birthday boxes with them, or you can make Christmas gifts with them as well, and Christmas boxes. So just let's go. Don't forget, if you haven't already subscribed, maybe you'd like to do that as well and hit the notification bell, and that way you'll not miss any of the videos as they come along. Check out the next video as it comes along too. And if you enjoy it, don't forget to give me a big thumbs up and leave me a little comment to let me know. And my affiliate links for everything I use will be down below in the description as usual. So thanks very, very much to everybody who uses those. But I just can't wait to get stuck into this one. Oh, before I go and start cutting out some more card, I think a really, really good idea is to take a little photograph of your dies on the sheet. And it's not because I'm pernickety, I do that, but it's not because I'm pernickety and I want them all back exactly where they belong. It's just that Tonic have packed so many dies onto this set that I don't think there's any way you're going to get them back on there again without using that placement. So a quick little photograph saves all the hassle at the end. Thank you, I'll be back in a mo. I've really enjoyed die cutting lots and lots of bits and pieces for this, and I have two sons, so I initially went for blue because I just love blue stuff and baby boy stuff, and then I thought, you know, I'm really going to do some pink as well, so I have a little mixture of both. And obviously it doesn't have to be baby stuff, and obviously it doesn't even have to be pink or blue, it could be any colour you like. But I have cut out those two shapes, and there they are, and you can just run around the bottom of it there with your hand and be sure that everything's in the right place, and then fold that down, or press that down and keep the glue in the proper position at the bottom. And there you are, that's your little exploding box, and that is how easy that is. Now, to make the lid, I have already showed you that. We have die cut this lovely shape here, and all you need to do is fold back all those edges, burnish them, and glue those little glue tabs together. Now, I've used 300 GSM card for this, and it gives a really sturdy box, but I actually think that you could probably use a little bit lighter weight if you wanted. In fact, there's some beautiful pearlized card there. I think it's about 250 even, and that would be beautiful as well. Maybe even the smaller box and bits and pieces could be used. You could use maybe 216, but I think for this part here, we're just going to go with 300 because it's nice and sturdy. So there we are, just a little bit of glue on each of those corners, and back to my usual, I'll just put a little peg on there because it just takes a little minute for that to dry, and well, I can move on to the next one. There you are, another little peg, and work my way around that. Oh, even as I looked at that, I thought, oh, I want to do so many things with this. It's just so exciting when you see a die set like that that fires your imagination. But to be honest, I have to say it, and you probably already know it, but most of Tonic's stuff does that to me now. There we are, next one in. Now, you could leave that just as is, and I probably will do that. We'll come back to this in a minute, but I was thinking as I looked at that even a little strip of card in behind that in a different colour. Okay, that's too big, but let's see, something, I'll snip a bit off. This might look nice as well if we glued a little bit of a different colour in behind there, and just made it straight along the bottom. I think I quite like it just the way it is though. Anyhow, there you are, and there's the box, and it fits really, really lovely over the top. But you know how when you're making a little box, usually you have to assemble it after you have put all your decorative pieces on because it's much easier. Well, obviously you can go ahead and do this afterwards because it's much easier whenever you have it die cut and glued together and you've got your lid and everything ready there. Now, I have also got the two pieces cut for the smaller box, and I'm just going to burnish those as well, and then I'll glue that into the center. And I think I am going to put a blue square on here first and then put the white one in. I've gone ahead and added some blue into the center there because that's where I'm going to put this little smaller square, smaller box, but I don't want to add that one in until I have all this ready, and then I'll decorate this one first and then pop it in there. But I want to add little pockets on the inside, and first of all I'm going to decorate the outside. So I've used this gorgeous little die here with the fancy edge on it, and I've cut that out in silver, and I've done that 4 times, and then I have cut out the larger circle with the plain edge on it in white 4 times, and then I have die cut the letters for baby in blue there. So I've got BABY, and I'm going to go ahead and glue the white onto the silver and then the letters onto the top of that as well, and I'm going to do those right round the outside. I've cut out the same piece that I cut in the silver there in the blue, and then the circle in white, and I've added that on 3D foam pads, and then I cut out It's a Boy, and then I have cut this little teddy bear out in blue, and then I'm going to use the teddy bear for something else, but I'm going to add a little bit of glue into the tiny little heart that comes out of his tummy there and pop that on there, and then I can go ahead and add this piece onto the top of the lid. And there we are. And now I'm going to go ahead and decorate the inside of this with little pockets before I add the second little box inside. So I've already cut out the pockets, and that's with this little die here. And you can fold those back. I've cut them out in blue, and then there's a little layering one on top. So I've cut that out in white and glued that on top of that. And you just need to burnish those really well and put glue along those fold lines on the glue tabs and glue them on in there. And then you can make little tabs or leave little areas for photographs or just whatever you like in there, and that is really, really beautiful. There's also a gorgeous little die here that fits onto those pockets as well, and it's got the little rocking horse and the teddy bear, and you need to use this one along with this one if you want to cut out a piece that you will glue directly onto that, and that will give you this. And then you can glue that one directly onto a blue pocket like that, and that will go on here as well. But what I'm going to do is go ahead with these ones and glue them around here, and then I've cut myself a selection of these little pieces. Now, this little tab here is actually to fit through a slit. If you back 2 of these little rocking horses together, glue 2 of them together, and then make a little slit here, you'll be able to put one through, not in the side of course, but in the base before you add this layer on, and that will make a little rocking horse that sits up. But I am going to cut off the glue tab because you can use that as well. It doesn't have to necessarily be for that, and you can glue them onto here, and I'm going to do that and decorate all of these. So I'll add the pockets on first, and then that way I'll know what sort of way I would like to add the little layers on top of that, the little decorative pieces, because I've got the little rattle and all sorts of things cut out, but I will know better what they're going to look like when I get the pocket on first. Now I want to add a piece into the center of that, so I've made the smaller box up here, and I've cut out 2 pieces of the rocking horse, so you actually get 2 dies, and one is the back and one is the front, and they both can get attached together. There's also a little piece, as I said earlier, that goes in between them, and if you've seen the Christmas sleigh from Tonic a few years ago, it sort of works on the same principle as that. But I am actually just going to glue these both together, but not glue those tabs together at the bottom. So just that little piece there, you know, the piece that I cut off when I was adding this one on here, I'm keeping it attached here, but I'm not going to glue them together at the moment. So back to back with both of those, and then I've got a piece of blue card that I'm going to put in here. But before I put that down, I'm going to make a little slit in this, and let me see what I'll use this because my glass mat is just down beside me. I use it when I'm not videoing, but it glares a bit, so just for the video I don't want to use it at the minute. So I've made that little slit there, and this then will fit down in through there. As you can see, both of those, I need to make it just a slight little bit bigger. And we'll wiggle that about a bit just to make sure we've got enough room to get this through. Pop that down in through there, and then you can open up these little tabs here and put glue on the backs of them. So there's going to be glue on here, and when you move it over, on here. Then you can open those up and fold those little tabs right back, and the little rocking horse will sit upright like that. But just make sure you've got that held in place there first of all, and then you can go ahead and add this onto the center like that. And when you open this up, then your little rocking horse will sit up. Isn't that so cute? There we are. And now I'm just going to decorate the other bits of this before I glue this onto here. I had some beautiful patterned paper. It's actually an old Trimcraft first edition pad called It's a Boy, and I cut squares of that and decorated this on the outside and the inside with it. And now all I need to do is glue this one right into the base of this. And there we have it. You could actually keep this as a separate part that lifts out, but I think it's nicer when it's glued in like that. Then I've used the same little square that I used to cut all those little panels, and you can go ahead if you like and make little tags or little things to go in there. I actually think that might be a little bit small. It's just fallen right in, so maybe we'll make a bigger one later, but for now that's where we have it. And there we are with the lid right on. And the fun of a little explosion box like that is whenever you get it, it looks really beautiful from the outside, and then you just lift the lid off and it springs open like that, and it's a lovely little surprise for whoever you give it to. It's really easy to make a box that is closed at the sides and doesn't explode open the way that last one did, so I'm going to show you how to do that as well. So first of all, you'll need your two pieces the way we cut before, and glue them together in the center just like this again. And then it's a good idea, if you want this time to decorate it before you close it up, it's easy enough to add the panels on afterwards, but you can go ahead at this stage and decorate those while you have them flat. It will lie like this in your desk, and then you can go ahead and add those panels on. But you'll need to cut 4 of these hinges, and if you're going to make the smaller box, then you can cut this and make it shorter and add those panels, these little hinges onto there as well. It just works in the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and I'll actually just add these on first now that I have them cut and show you, and then I'll cut some panels and add them on to the end because I have lots and lots of things cut out here already, and but I want to go ahead and do this. So that will go right in there. Just like that. Make sure you have that burnished into a really sharp, crisp fold, and just pop it in there, and all you've got to do is make sure that the edge of the hinge is lined up with the edge of the box there. And then once that one's glued on, I would just wait a second or two until that's completely glued and really well stuck and attached, and then you go ahead and just attach that one up and work your whole way around the box like that. It's really easy. But because they've left it open without the glue tabs and you can add those in separately, that means that you have the option of having it as a sealed box like this or an exploding box, and that's a really good idea. I've got lovely little decorations all around that box, and then I popped one into the centre as well because I thought that looked really nice with the little teddy bear, and it just looks so pretty. It's so easy to make, and it actually looks really, really gorgeous at the end of it. So you could leave it like that, or you could put a layer on top and punch a little hole or poke a little hole in it and put a ribbon through and glue the ribbon in here so that it doesn't come through into the inside of this. But what I'm going to do is make this little 3D rocking horse to put on. So I've actually cut out 4 rocking horses altogether, and I've doubled these up because I wanted to see the good side on both sides of this. And again, I have got my little pieces here that are going to get opened up. I haven't glued the tabs together the way I did on the little rocking horse that I showed you earlier as well, so the tabs are free. Then I've taken this little die here and I've cut that out in pink as well, and I have burnished all those little score lines. So I've got my 2 little reindeer, my 2 little rocking horses, and I am just going to put glue along here and here. And then this little heart will be up at the front, and all you do is set this on top so that you can see that, see there, where you can actually see down below there, and there's no piece of that obscuring. And then fold this one up so that it comes up behind the tail, and then this one up so that it comes up above the head. And I'm just going to hold that for a minute or two until that glue grabs, and then I'll show you a close-up of what it looks like, because obviously when I'm holding it I'm aware that you can't actually see what I'm doing. So I'll move it around just a little bit and make sure I've got that tail piece in place. And you can hold those little pieces down there, just press them down with your little bone folder. So it should look like this. And I'll hold it over and it will look like that. And then now all you've got to do is glue the other one on the other side in just the same way. I've put a lovely little panel onto the lid there, and then I've cut the smaller square in white because I wanted to break up the little pink area and then this little rocking horse to go on top. So you'll see a little die in your set, and it's a tiny little, I actually still have it here, a tiny little rectangle. And that actually, well, I actually don't know what it is, but I'm assuming this is what it's for. It just fits in between those 2 areas of the rocking horse where the tabs come down. So I have cut it out in pink. It doesn't really matter. You can glue it on to your little square if you want, or you can go ahead and just set it down and use it as a marker. I think I'll just glue it on, it'll just be as easy. And that will show you where you need to make 2 little slits for the tabs to go through. So if you set that in the center there of your little square, you'll know you're going to get this in the right place. You can then take your craft knife and just make 2 little slits. You'll see here that that will fit through there, so a little slit at each side. So if you go to each side here and make a slit down there and there, those little tabs will fit right through that. I'm presuming that's what that's for anyway, because it's just a perfect fit. I'm actually just going to make that a little bit, open it up a little bit more with my pokey tool, because sometimes it's a wee bit hard just to push things through there. Now you can go ahead and put glue in behind those little tabs, on the top of them, and all around that area. And you can open those out then, and they will attach onto the back of that, and that will hold your little rocking horse nice and steady up in the top. And then pop it on there and just make sure you've got it in the center before you glue it all down. Obviously, as I was making these, I was thinking those dies would be absolutely beautiful in a baby themed memory book. Wouldn't that just be gorgeous? And you could add the pockets on, you could add loads and loads of these things on, and it would be just beautiful. And it also would be fantastic to use those on a card. So with all of that said and done, I thought what would be different, because obviously most people would think of that automatically. And I thought, okay, we've got a box, and now I'm going to make that smaller and make it like a little gift box. So I think lots of you, as I said at the start of the video, lots of you make things that you sell at craft fairs. I know lots of you who have got in touch have said that. So what I've done this time is I've taken the two dies that cut out the box shape, I've glued them together on top of each other, and then I've just put this into my guillotine and I've chopped it off so that each of those sides there is now 3 centimeters long. So I've literally just chopped, and I've got a little box now which is 3 centimeters high. And obviously you can make that whatever size you want, and you can do the same with the other one as well, although there's no little lid in it, but you could put it inside there. Now you could obviously go ahead then and put the hinges into that and make that into a little rigid box. All you need to do is trim the hinges down to fit that as well. But I thought I would like to make it just like this and decorate it up to make just a little gift box for maybe a piece of jewellery or something personalised for a little present. So I took the die for making the lid, and then I set a square into it before I glued it up, and I cut a piece out of the centre, and then I cut a piece of acetate and glued that on the back. And then that means I've got a gorgeous little lid now, and I can go ahead and glue up those corners. I've taken the large square die now and I've cut it out of some gorgeous glitter card. This is pink frosting and it's really beautiful. I really love this one, so I use it quite a lot. But I'm going to pop that right in there because you'll be able to see through the lid of the box now into the inside, and that is just really beautiful for adding on there. Then I've taken the same die that I used for that and the smaller one, which is actually the one that I cut the aperture out of before I put this on, and I have die cut the two of those together just like that. I actually just taped them together and ran them through my die cutting machine, but if you haven't got really strong tape and you're not too sure of that, I would cut one and then the other, and that way you'll not damage your dies. And I got myself this beautiful little frame, and I'm going to glue that on right around the little aperture on the top of the lid. And now I'm just going to pop this on here. So look how quick and easy a little box that is. Really beautiful for putting all sorts of things in, and I thought then that it might be nice just to personalize that a little bit more, and you could put the initial of whoever you're going to send it to or give it to, or whoever you've made the little gift for. You could just pop that on there. I've got it in a self colour, but obviously you could do it in a different colour, and that would be really nice too. And then we've got a little bow, and that could go up there. Isn't that pretty? I think as I look at that one, that would be really beautiful even in Christmas papers, or you know, a lovely pattern around here, ribbon around the outside, or there's all sorts of ways that you could decorate that. Anyhow, I hope you like that little extra idea as well. And just before I finish up, there's a gorgeous little tag, because I don't think I showed you that little die, so I wanted to use that one as well. But don't forget, cards and everything, there's loads of different ways of using that. Let me know down below in the comments what you think of that, and if that's something you would use. I think actually before I finish off here, before I take the final photographs, I might even add just a little strip of glitter card around the outside there, although I think it is actually still quite nice in the white as well. But thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope that has whet your appetite for this die set, because to me that's not just a normal die set, and certainly the title of it doesn't do it justice at all, because there's so much more in there. It's one of those sets that you're going to be able to use with so many different things and for so many different occasions, especially that alphabet die on its own. That's worth a lot of money on its own, and worth a lot in your crafting arsenal. So thanks once again. If you haven't subscribed, don't forget to do that and hit the notification bell. And that way you won't miss any more of the videos as they come up, and hopefully you're enjoying them. Leave me a little comment if you can and let me know what you think, and don't forget to give me a big thumbs up. But my affiliate links for everything that I've used will be down below in the description of the video, so thank you to everybody who uses those. I get a little commission for that, but it doesn't cost you anything extra at all. So thanks a million in the meantime. Bye bye.